Hi, my name is Nyorh Agwe, and I am a Cameroonian American. I'm an emerging fashion designer. My brand is a representation of my experiences and my memories as a Cameroonian American. Ever since I grew up, I've been a very nomadic person. My whole life has been about moving, and I feel like that's the brand and that's the girl that I'm very attracted to, is someone who's willing to play and willing to try and willing to be an adventurous. Fashion design allowed me to create and express the things that I couldn't kind of find myself, and it was like the easiest outlet for me. So I would say starting from when I was 16 till now, and being in New York really allowed me to kind of push to define who it was that I defined myself as. I moved to New York in 2011, came for Parsons, went to school there 4 years. I moved from Maryland, and Maryland is cool, but there's something about New York that's like just this melting pot, really just reflects my own experiences and seeing people from every different background and every different kind of life experience all in one place. Like, you can never have the same day in New York. It's always gonna change, and that's kind of who I reflect myself as. My last collection was inspired by some of the lost traditional arts in my village. Tugi Village is where my background is. And when we went there, I went back to Cameroon with my family, and it was the first time that I went as a grown adult. I kind of had this urge to want to know about my people and where I was from, and know it through the arts, which is what I coincide with. So when we went back, we found all these beautiful things that our village does but are disappearing. And the inspiration for Mbatmeta, the collection, was kind of like, in a way, to how can we save this? How can we save this beautiful culture that's disappearing? Its history is disappearing, and its arts. How can we move something that's so traditional and so in the past and make it that it's impactful now and can carry on instead of just being static? So with that in mind, we zoned into one particular traditional craft, and that was traditional raffia dyeing. And with that kind of like fused, that whole experience fused the collection. Everything that I experienced with the raffia itself and experimenting it on different types of fabrics. And I really got inspired with working with the artisans that I did in Cameroon, and just kind of this thought and this desire to work with more artisans from Cameroon. Cameroon is just full of different artisans and inspirations and just amazing things that are kind of like being left behind, and I just want to be a part of it to try and help it move forward. I work from home in my studio here in Bronx, and I do it all myself right now, so it does take a while. It's almost like a made-to-order piece. Since I am my own pattern maker, and I'm my own sewer, and I'm my own embroiderer, I do everything by myself, so it does take a while. My goal is to expand as I grow my brand, and I want to be able to start to build a team this time around. So someone who would be beside me making the patterns as I design, or we do the sewing together. So then that way the ordering process is quicker for the customer, and we can expand more as a brand. What is holding me back right now is finances, and specific with that because I'm collaborating with artisans from Cameroon. So I'm going to a place in an environment where what it is that I'm introducing as myself and as my brand is new to them. And that involves teaching, and that involves process, and that involves travel. And even expanding my brand as more than one person. I would need help financially in doing that. In other aspects of the brand, like sample making and reproduction and shipping towards other countries and places, or showcases, different showcases that I'd be involved in. Right now, I'm financing myself to actually make the collection, but I would need further finances to expand the collection. I am asking for $20,000, and that cost in total would be towards anything from fabrics, notions, tools, sampling, production, showcases, photography, editorials. The list could go on. What I want people to take from my brand is the ability to create themselves. I feel like as the consumer, you know, sometimes maybe you don't just consume. Maybe and hopefully the clothes inspire you to create yourself, or you experience something in the clothes. Maybe it's a memory, or maybe it's some way that you interact with it. I want the customer to take something more than just a material thing home with them.